The Parashurama Kshetra, as Kerala is known from time immemorial, lying almost in the lap of the Western Ghats or Sahyadri in the east, and frequently pattered by the waves of the Arabian Sea in west, is a short and narrow stretch of land in the Indian peninsula. It carries a spiritual and virtuous history of traditions and heritage peculiar to Kerala. The long-time memories of the past lies in hibernation in each grit of the soil here. It has become the duty and rather responsibility of each of us to unravel and introduce them to the present generation. The state, according to legends, have been reclaimed by Parashurama, the sixth incarnation of Lord Mahavishnu, from the sea, and thus the state's creation itself is embedded in spiritualism. Kerala's presence in the Ramayana epic explicitly heralds the state's strong spiritual and religious foundations. By giving birth to Adi Shankaracharya, the 8th century Indian philosopher and theologian who consolidated the doctrine of Advaita Vedanta, Kerala becomes one of the main centers of spiritualism in the Holy Land, Bharat. Adi Shankara is credited with unifying and establishing the main currents of thought in Hinduism. At the same time, many are not aware of Kerala's share in the Ramayana epic. To the surprise of many, Kerala has a number of places named after Sita and Sri Rama. They include places such as Ramapuram, Ramakalmeda, and those like Sita Toda, Sita Kuri, Sita Mudi Mala, and Gurunathan Manna, just a few to mention. Then comes Shabari Ashram and Shabari Peetham, revered by millions of Hindus on the trekking path to the holy shrine of Lord Ayyappa, nestled high in the Shabarimala in the forests of Kerala. According to the legend, SRIRAM, on his way to Sri Lanka, trekked through this forest where Shabari was undergoing arduous and austere penance, anticipating the arrival of Sri Rama to release the devotee from all her sins. Before reaching Shabarimala forest, Sri Ram, along with Lakshman, arrived at Jatayamangalam in the Kollam district of the present-day Kerala, which also has a legacy to unfold. A demigod in the form of vulture, Jatayu was an old friend of King Dasharath, father of Lord Rama. Jatayu was the first person who tried to rescue Sita from the clutches of Ravana while he was taking her to Lanka. He fought valiantly with Ravana, who had clipped his wings, besides inflicting severe injuries. The injured Jatayu fell on the Jatayu Para or rock at Chadayamangalam and waited for the arrival of Sri Rama to pass on the information. Even as he was battling for his life, he managed to inform Lord Rama about Sita's abduction. Sensing that Jatayu won't survive, Lord Rama, a Vishnu incarnate, decided that Jatayu must attain salvation. As the saying, better late than never goes, the time has come to explore the route Lord Rama and his entourage followed in Kerala. Revival and rejuvenation of all spots related to Sri Rama in the state is the need of the hour, making all these spots as centers for spreading the message of Sri Ram to the masses should acquire importance. It is with this objective the Jatayu Rama temple on the Jatayu rock is being constructed, along with an international SRIRAM cultural center in the lap of the rock below the temple. The Rama temple on the Jatayu Para is constructed not because there is any scarcity of Rama temples in the state, but because of the ideals for which Jatayu stood for, such as the moral values of life and the ideal worth following, and the staunch devotion are the basis for raising a Rama temple here. Thus, it has to be developed as the main hub for percolating the message from the life of Sri Rama to the whole world and to spread the meaning of Rama Rajya. Women's welfare. Jatayu had sacrificed his life for protecting the honor of Sita Devi. Jatayu, through his martyrdom, upheld the Bharatiya moral values of life, that the pride and honor of women should be protected. It was here Mother Earth provided drinking water to Jatayu, who had fought with Ravana to protect her daughter, and thus it points towards the need to protect the habitation and environment, as it is of great importance. Thus, Jatayu turns out to be the custodian of water, earth, and the birds. Jatayu is a lofty example of staunch, selfless, and sincere devotion, or bhakti. Adhyatma Ramayana by Tunjathu Ramanujan Edutachan, Malayalam devotional poet and linguist, known as the father of modern Malayalam language, has spread bhakti movement among Hindus across the state. There may be no households in Kerala which do not possess a copy of Edutachan's Adhyatma Ramayana. It is recited daily during the rainy months of Karkidakam, mid-July to mid-August, by the Hindu families without fail. Another prominent medium that had cemented Sri Rama culture in the state is Ramanatam, a temple art of Kerala. An international Sri Rama Cultural Center, ISRCC, will be set up here, aimed at providing a platform for conducting research, studies on propagating and conserving the ideals and ideas for which the Jatayu Ram Temple stands for, apart from carrying out charitable activities. The center will have divisions to cover the following spheres of activities: